I get asked all the time, Ree, what is in this massive unit in your office? And the truth is, I'm not entirely sure. It needs a massive declutter. So that is what we are doing today. I have recently had a little makeover in my office, and now it is time to go below the surface, empty out these boxes, some of which I think are pretty neatly organised and some of which are just full of clutter. The dream is to have some space around me, perhaps some even empty boxes, so that when stuff comes into the house, I've got somewhere to process it, to store it until I need to use it. So if you're new around here, hi, I am Ree from mummyof4.com. I do lots of organisation and decluttering content, as well as chatting about tips for neurospicy families, as I have 4 children with autism and I myself was recently diagnosed with ADHD. We're going to tackle this organisation project the only way I know how to make my ADHD brain, I guess. This is the first time I've done an organisation project like this, but when I've done these before, I've always known that the only way to make myself see a project through is by making a big old mess, because otherwise I'll open one box, I'll be like, whoop, no, actually bored now. So I'm going to empty all of these boxes into my living room, go through them all, have a big old sort out, and hopefully after I've inevitably thought, oh, what have I done? Why did I do this to myself? When I finished it, it's going to feel so much better. Then I'll have a bit of space to store some extra stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So we have got 25 boxes to go through. And I don't really want to do this right now, but I've made a promise to myself we're going to do it. And therefore I'm going to make a big old mess in the living room so that I'm forced to do this. And yes, there are 2 ways of decluttering. Let's just split it into 2 ways. There are probably more than 2, but let's just split it into 2. There's the drawer by drawer, bit by bit method, which I also utilize sometimes when I feel inspired to do so. And then there's the make a whole mess and back yourself into a corner method. Now, both have their pros and cons. The doing the bit by bit method obviously is not so dramatic. If something happens in the middle of the day, you've not left your home in a big tip, and you're not having to live in a mess while you are decluttering. So that is going to have massive benefits. And I guess the drawer by drawer method you can fit in and around your day generally. So often in other vlogs and things, you'll see me doing like a 10-minute organisation of just one drawer. And sometimes I feel inspired to do that, and that's great. However, when it is a big project like this, as in all of this stuff needs to be gone through, now I'm not saying this is the same for everyone, but for me, this is the only way I can make myself do this. And before I was diagnosed with ADHD, I guess I just thought everyone was the same, but I think perhaps my brain works in a slightly different way to, I guess, neurotypical people's brains. So I have to make this big mess in order to force myself to do this, right? And those 2 boxes I'm not touching, by the way. So it's actually 25 minus those 2. And those 2 are my husband's filing, and I'm not going to touch those, otherwise he'll be like, I can't find anything. In fact, last time I organised his filing for him, it was so much more organised. He really complained he couldn't find anything. Anyway, I've just moved those boxes across because there wasn't any space, and now I'm going to get some baskets. You know I love a basket, so that we can sort things into categories, sort things into types, sort things together. So anyway, I think there are many benefits to this make a whole mess method. These are spare boxes, by the way, that I got from IKEA, replacement ones. I'm going to replace the ones that are a bit battered and replace them with nice new ones, because some of them are battered and some of them are quite sun faded from that door I've got. Oh dear, look at all this mess. Oh no, I'm already regretting my life choices, but never mind. I'm now forced to keep going because I've made a mess. Anyway, the benefits of my make a huge mess method. Not only is it forcing you to get on and do stuff, because it really is, but also only by pulling everything out can you see where there are sets of things. So for example, as I go through all this stuff today, say I find lots of different boxes that have bits of stationery in them. By pulling it all out, I can make one unified place for stationery to live, whereas maybe I'd have a few pens in one, few this and that and the other. So ultimately you can do things the slowly way, but I think if you add up the time it takes, this way ends up being quicker because you can pull together and see which sets of things there are. So for example, I am making a pile on the right hand side of the screen of programs from shows we've been to, and they are not all in one place. They should all be in one place. There's something the children want to collect, they want to go in memory boxes, they should all be in one place. Whereas if I was just organising one box, there'd be like one random show program and I wouldn't have the others to put it with. Does that make sense? So that's why I like to use the little plastic boxes to collect things together. The box I'm going through at the moment is my birthday card and wrapping box. A lot of these are birthday boxes, I'm going to be honest with you, but I like to buy things like wrapping and cards and things in advance. I pick them up when I see things I like rather than when I need things. I mean, obviously we do some special cards for special family members. I tend to use, no affiliation by the way, tend to use Funky Pigeon and upload photos and things and do nice photo cards. But I also like to buy sort of kids generic birthday cards and adults generic birthday cards, so whenever we've got an occasion coming up, I know I've got something in stock. I don't have to go shopping for it, I don't have to order it. I like to keep the scissors, the wrapping, the sellotape, all that kind of stuff in one place. Plenty of candles, balloons, so that way if it's like, oh, there's a birthday and perhaps we only just realised it was someone's birthday, or you know, it just ends up coming around quicker than anticipated, all that stuff is there in stock. And I end up, I think, spending less because things like I buy the ribbon on a big roll, so then buying one big roll of ribbon that just lasts years, so that's quite handy. Those balloons are left over from when we did the Disney cruise, hey kids, we're going on a Disney cruise reveal back in 2021. So I don't know what I'm going to use those for, but the helium balloons are there in case they need anything. And there's a pack, I think that's green balloons left over from Will's birthday, but at least they're all together. And I'm sure now whenever we need balloons, I mean, his favourite colour is green, he'll probably have green balloons again for his next birthday. They're there all in one place. So that's one box sorted and it can go in there, out of my way. So this one doesn't really need much sorting. Look how faded it is though. Perhaps I should have swapped that one. Can you see the fading? That's from being next to the window. This is my laundry day-to-day stuff box. So in there I've got colour catchers, which I don't use a lot to be honest, plus the laundry pods and those sprinkly things I can never remember the name of. What are they called? Scent boosters. I can literally never ever remember the name of those things. Okay, what's in this box? Oh, this is the baby clothes. Right, so this is a box of baby clothes that I organised ages ago that I wanted to have made into a memory blanket. Have I had these clothes made into a memory blanket for the girls? No, I have not, because that's why it's still there. So I'm going to put those clothes in a separate place, ready to be made into a memory blanket. I've got a lot of reusable bags, guys. I think I have a problem, but this other problem is that there's some reusable bags in there and some other things, like those are laptop sleeve things for when we go away. So all these need sorting. The plastic bags are from Walt Disney World. They still give out quite a lot of plastic bags, interestingly, in Walt Disney World, but then that's too many, isn't it? I did buy some of the reusable ones as well, because they're great. The Disney reusable bags, whenever we go on the cruise or to the parks, they're so lovely because they're nice to send things into school, a little bit of bringing, the parks and the Disney magic home, a little souvenir of where we've been. And when you've got to send in like a costume to school, or the kids have got to take wellies or something, they like having, oh look at that, it's a camera, that's mad. They like having a Disney bag to take. I also like them for just shopping, stuff like that. I probably don't need as many as I've got, so I can probably start letting some of those go, as in, when you have to give something to someone and you can be like, you can keep the bag, I've got plenty. But for now, I'm at least going to file them all in neatly so they're not all shoved, take away any damaged ones and they can be recycled, when like the handles come off and stuff, and just put them in neatly. And I've got one place where all of the bags live, not like I've got at the moment, which is all over the blinking place. lots of different places. So that's going to be for reusable bags. That's going to be my go-to. I need a reusable bag. I'm going to get one. And really, I do need to start utilising those a lot more. So what else have we got in here? Backpacks. So those backpacks are things that I tend to take on like non-Disney trips, days out, things like that. Those shoulder bags, they are Disney totes. So all of those are just all in one place for where I need to grab them. Umbrellas, they can kind of go there. That's a Kath Kidston backpack. That's big enough to put my laptop and stuff in. So I'd often take that if we're doing a day trip where I had to sit on a train or something so I could work. It's got a laptop space in there, that kind of thing. What else are we looking for? What else can we find in this scene at the moment? Yeah, it's just a lot of bags. So many bags. But at least they're now sorted into a box of bags rather than a box of random things. Now for paperwork. Now this box is absolutely stuffed to the brim. So I think I'm going to split it into two. Now this is how I file all my paperwork. I've just got these popper folders and I use the printed, oh hang on, I'm trying to figure out the pattern. Messed the pattern up, haven't I? Yeah, and these need to be in alphabetical order. Anyway, the folders have stickers that I put on them with just the name of what's in it, like tax return stuff or school things or whatever. And all of this stuff is the children's school stuff. And basically I had all my stuff filed, like bills, all that kind of stuff. And I had this separate box for all of the kids' stuff. So things like karate certificates or school certificates or whatever it might be. And I've realised that that box is exploding and really needs sorting properly. So instead of having a separate box for each kid, I'm now going to file things by topics. So rather than having, like you can see in the box in the middle of the screen, I've had like separate little folders for each of the children. But that was all kind of bursting out of that box. You can see it's really sort of bowed outwards. It just didn't want to stay neatly in the unit. So now I'm going to file like karate certificates, Bella. And that way they can just go under K, or school things, school reports. So all their school reports from over the years are in there. Although I've got to say, the last year or two, I think they've just been emailed to us. So I've got the old printed reports as they've been in there. Oh, look at all this stuff. I'm so bored of this now. I want to stop. I'm going to admit it to you right now. I really have had enough already. I'm already at the stage where I'm like, why did I start this? And look how much I've got left to do when I don't want to. It does help that I have something in my ear. You can check out, if you look carefully, my little AirPod, then there's always something I'm listening to, generally a podcast, an audio book. I have got a link you can use if you want to grab a free audio book from Audible. I love Audible. Wouldn't be without my Audible subscription. But I will put that link on screen now if you want to grab a free book from Audible to keep you company when you're next decluttering. Now, if you're looking for a podcast to listen to, but a shameless self-promotion right here, I have a podcast. It is called Real Talk with Ree, and all you do is you search Real Talk with Ree or go to the URL you see on screen right now, wherever you listen to your podcast, through Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Where else do people listen to podcasts? I have also got a podcast YouTube channel where you get the video version of the podcast, which is the same audio, it's just you get to actually see me sitting and chatting, but it's the kind of thing you can watch here on YouTube and just listen to. So often I've got some types of things that I listen to while I'm doing this sort of stuff, and it really helps the time go. And some of those things are more videos or video podcasts that you can walk away, you can listen to, you don't actually have to see. So my video podcast channel is perfect, your perfect companion for decluttering. So you can actually listen to me and we can chat about all sorts of things while you are decluttering. So make sure you're subscribed to that channel so you do not miss an episode. They're out every week. So now I am sorting through wax melts, I'm sorting through candles, and this was a big old mess, this box, and I wasn't really utilising any of the stuff. So it's a good opportunity now to get it all sorted, get it all into one place and start using my wax burners again, because I think the stuff was so buried, you know, the new wax melts, that I just wasn't using it. And it's such a shame because I love making my office smell nice. I find that if things are smelling nice, it's kind of another thing that puts me in the right mood to be productive. So yeah, I'm gonna start using my wax melts again now that they're all in one place and not just sort of loose at the bottom of one of these boxes going all scabby and disgusting, because that's not good for anyone. So I'm going through quite a few of these boxes to change them over. You find these are called, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, Drona, D-R-O-N-A boxes from IKEA. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing anything from IKEA properly, I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, I call them Drona boxes. I'm assuming that's how you say it. If anyone else can correct me, please do down in the comments. I'm more than happy to receive formative feedback. But one of the flaws with them is the zips on the bottom sometimes just burst off if they get caught on the units as you're pulling them in and out. So every now and again they do need replacing. That box is mostly empty folders and things. There you go, there's my wax melts. They're all going in there. The place is still looking like a tip, but we are making progress. We're keeping going. We're keeping on. Hopefully not too much longer, because honestly, I really am losing the plot. Now, is this declutter going to make everything perfect? Am I doing the most ruthless decluttering I can possibly do right now? Honestly, no. Honestly, it's done is better than best today, because I know this is something I needed to do. I'm not really in the zone as I'd like to be. Some days I'm super ruthless and in the zone when it comes to decluttering. But done is better than best. And if I waited until a day where I was super inspired and also had the whole day where I can do this, that day may never come. So rather than waiting for said inspiration, we're just doing done is better than best. And this box, which is mostly like little bits of camera accessories and wires and all sorts of things, could probably do with a second look at it. But then that would be an example, because I've already done this initial declutter and I've already done all of the main putting things together, putting things into groups. That is a box of just wires and stuff. That box I put away just now is just camera bits and wires. So that I could just sit, if I had something to watch, I could just sit and do that one box. And that would be an example of when doing just one box is a good idea. If, however, I just tried to tackle one box when all the stuff was mishmashed and all over the place, that wouldn't have got me anywhere at all. It's what the children refer to as junk boxes, when they are a box of nothing in particular, just a box of where stuff has been dumped. Whereas the children like to have boxes of, a certain type of toy, box of Barbies, box of this, box of that, and then they do play with things so much nicer, and it's just easier to find things, isn't it? Now I have got a mishmash of bits that need not throwing away but going away in the house, and I've got to tidy through all this as well. Oh, it just feels endless right now. But never mind, let's keep going. What does Dory say? Just keep swimming, just keep tidying, just keep decluttering. Just say that to yourself in your head. That's what I do when you just don't want to keep going. So in there we've got some folders, we've got some letter boards that I use for photos and things of the children. We're nearly done though. There are not many spaces left in this unit now, which is good. Some of those boxes you can see are really mucky, especially the white ones. They obviously pick up dirt more, and the ones down the bottom of the Kallax unit get quite mucky because the children take off their shoes and their wellies in the winter and just end up kicking mud all over the place. So these clothes that need to be made into a memory blanket, I'm just going to pop them in this clear bag and I'm going to stick them in the loft for now, because that way when I found someone, I know exactly where they are. So by the way, guys, you know what I'm going, where did I put those clothes I need for the memory blanket? I've popped them in the attic, okay? So when I'm freaking out that I can't find them, that's where I put them. but I just need to put them out of the way. They're not something I need in circulation at the moment, so they need to go out of the way. But at least hopefully if in that clear bag in the attic, I won't lose them when I actually need them, because I feel that I need to find, the right person to make the memory blanket. I need 2 memory blankets, one for each of the girls, and all the dresses, because a lot of them, they either had matching dresses or they both wore the same dress, so it'd be quite nice that they can have those. I love the idea of them taking those away with them to university or something, with all the little baby clothes in them, or maybe not sending them off to university because goodness knows what state they'll be in when they finished, but maybe wrapping their own babies in them one day, many years in the future. But yeah, I like that idea. I love the idea of a memory blanket, something to like cuddle up in. So we've got a little bit of stuff left in the corner of the living room that needs dealing with, but other than that, let's take a look at what we've done. Okay, I am done, sort of. Is it perfect? No, far from it. Am I losing the plot? Absolutely. Is it a lot better than this morning? Also, yes. I have been at it all day. So let me show you now what's going on with the big unit behind me and what is actually going to live in it in its semi-organised state. So I wasn't actually going to touch this lot over here, but this lot is pretty organised now. That's like planners and things of mine, and a lot of empty space. I wanted empty space. There's one thing in there. That's empty. That's just paper. This is a thing of cards I've been gathering together. There's a lot of like birthday cards and things I found. I've been gathering those together, and I've put a lot of the stuff for the children to go into their memory boxes. So wasn't planning on doing those today, but have emptied them a lot. So all of these boxes are now refilled, other than this one. So I've got one empty box. I was hoping for more than one, but one is better than none. So what's inside them? Up here is surplus laundry stuff, and then this is like the laundry stuff I use regularly, like my pods and stuff. Not super full, but easy to access. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 boxes that are present boxes, which are gifts for if my children have done well in something, or if they've got a birthday party to go to, that kind of thing. In here, what have we got in here? Oh, that's all my do my own nail stuff, which I don't use much anymore. That was during COVID. I now have my nails done because I'm so bad at it. But occasionally, if one breaks or chips or something, I'll do like a sort of an at-home repair. So I don't want to get rid of all that stuff. Sometimes I just like stick a top coat over if one's lifting or something, just until I can get to a salon to have it done properly. In here, we've got wax burners, wax melts, candle-y type things. In here we've got a lot of reusable shopping bags, largely Disney ones and a few plastic ones as well. I send those to school with the children when it's like they need to take wellies and stuff like that. In here we've got files and folders, and then in here it's cards, balloons and candles. We've done that one, it's laundry. In here we've got more folders and things, and these are my letter boards that I use for pictures. In here we've got largely electrical stuff and camera gear, but also those blue things I have to put over my feet to take the children swimming. In here we've got kind of stationery and office supplies, batteries, labels, my label maker, printing, ink and stuff is underneath, all that kind of thing. This is going to stay an empty box. Then in here we've got vitamins, those heat patches I use for my back, that I lost, which goes on my back. It goes either hot or cold when my back's dodgy. Vitamins, medicines, that kind of thing. Oh, and my paper trimmer things in there. And then in here I've got bags, which I use for various things, backpacks, shoulder bags, things like that. In here we've got 2 boxes of filing. Most of this was squished into one box, plus I had the children's stuff in another one. These are all like alphabetized, and that is all my filing. Over here, have we done this one? Oh, this is the children's scrapbooking stuff from Disney. So that is not organised, but never mind. Over here, these are wet bags and those drawstring gym bags I send to school also with the children. That could probably doing with slimming down a bit, but not today. These 2 I didn't touch because they're my husband's paperwork and he wouldn't be able to find anything if I sorted it. These are empty folders and Polly Pockets, paper, just stationery basically. And in here we've got my shoes, and in here, this is like where I dump. So this is largely empty actually. workout gear and things that I can grab in the morning. So I'll put my workout gear for the morning in here often. They're like a pair of shorts to change into, that kind of thing. So I don't disturb people in the mornings when I come down and work out early. All of these were full, they're now empty, not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I'm sure we'll find something. Now I do need to do an IKEA trip. This, I think I might want to swap for one of those e-kit units, which is shorter, slimmer, well basically that doesn't have this pokey bit. I'm worried that one of the children's going to poke themselves on that, or maybe I can get one of those cover things so they don't, because that's quite sharp, they don't kind of jump on there and hurt themselves. But yeah, might get a slimmer unit for here, but I like having a little bit of pop of colour and a little, you know, little wax burner, a little light in the background so that there's something in the background of my videos. I've got this bag of clothing that I still haven't had made into memory blankets for the girls, but I'm going to bag that up and put it up the attic for now until I find someone to sort that for me, because that's just been in the office. And I have got all these just bits which I'm going to have to sort tomorrow. Some of it's for the most of this stuff just to go in various places in the house. That's a recorder for the children's room. Those are DVDs which are going to be donated to school. That's Zara's pencil thing, but it's got nibs in it, so that needs to go in her room. Just bits to sort and put away, but I'm so exhausted, I'm going to do that tomorrow. If you need some more organisation content, click on screen to see a whole playlist of organisation videos where we do decluttering, all that kind of thing, or for another video you may enjoy, or check out my Patreon for some early release content. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye!